We are live. Welcome, guys, to our second live episode of the Fallen for Film podcast. And we're not going to say the episode title. You can just read it in the title. But anyway, I'm your host, Ryan O'Toole, and we got some lovely people here. My co-host, who's wearing swaggy glasses. He's got a new mic, and he sounds a lot different. Colin Williams, how you doing, man?
What is up, man? Thank you so much for sorry about we were supposed to record on a Friday and I wasn't feeling too good, so hence the live show, which is kind of exciting still. Yes, but I've been playing a lot of video games and I cannot play video games without glasses because it just keeps me more razor focused. So glad to be on the podcast though. But I did get a new mic because I am starting a podcast on my channel as well, so that's pretty exciting. So I decided to kind of do some upgrades to just make a better experience for listening purposes. But yeah,
I could tell. Yeah, man, I'm excited too. I could tell you got a new mic. You were starting up your new podcast. I figured he's gonna get a new mic soon, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But anyway, the reason why
my USB was kind of tripping on me, but
yeah, and this episode was supposed to go live this morning, but because I'm going into the post office now, I had a long-ass orientation today, so why don't we just do it live and talk about the movie news? But we have an awesome guest here. We're not alone, and this is a guy I've collaborated with a lot on his channel, on my channel. He's been on this show right here, Rock and Fresh. It's dying. Look at that.
No.
Anyway, Larry from LC Screen Talk is here. Larry, how are you, man? Thanks for coming on.
what's up, Larry?
Thank you so much for inviting me. I also have that shirt. Maybe I should have worn it. We could have matched today. I will say mine's holding up a little bit better. Probably a few less wears throughout the years, but yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah.
That's what 2020 has done.
I see. But yeah, it's been a hot minute. I guess not really. Actually, you were just on my channel for 2 hours talking about Disney songs a couple months ago. So
That's right.
Here we are again, and we also share that epic marathon live stream. I don't know if it's ever been beaten in the film.
Yeah.
I was not friends with Ryan yet. When that came out, me and Ryan hadn't really met each other. So I went back and watched that. Like, it took a couple different sittings. What an interesting little live stream. I think Sean was eating soup at the end. Like,
He was.
Just
And another weird thing happened towards the end that I almost got banned from YouTube on. But anyway.
I didn't see that. I never saw the actual
We'll talk about it off camera.
Because, okay.
We'll talk about it off camera. But
Okay, because I'm interested because you've mentioned that before, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Speaking of that, end of the decade thing, I will be talking about something at the end of this episode about that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in for episode 26, another live episode. It was last minute. But before we get into the movie news and all that, let's talk about what we've been doing this past week. And Larry, I figure we kick it off with you. What did you do this past week, man?
Just in life in general.
Life, 2020, work, movies, whatever.
Yeah, I definitely worked. I'm still on like a partial schedule right now, so that's always fun. But that also means my schedule is erratic as we continue to get enough business to go full time once again. So we'll see. Other than that, not a whole lot. I am watching the Nuggets in the NBA playoffs, obviously, and it's very stressful. The Nuggets stress me out. But woo! First team in NBA history to come back 2 series in a row and 1 playoff from 3-1 down. So
I didn't know that. Wow, that's insane.
We may very well have to do that again because we're already down 2-0 in a heartbreaking loss last night. Also, obviously, getting back in the swing of the NFL.
How about the Broncos? Drew Lock
has been a horrible disappointment for the first 2 weeks of the season. Our entire team is already basically on injured reserve, so this will be a fun year.
Dude, let's talk about 2020 so far, what it's done to the NFL. Saquon Barkley, torn ACL, out for the year. Nick Bosa.
I didn't even know that. This is how much I don't care about the NFL.
So Saquon Barkley, the superstar running back of the Giants, tore his ACL. He's out for the season. Christian McCaffrey, another superstar running back, he's out for a month. Nick Bosa, like he won Defensive Rookie of the Year last year for the Niners. He's out for a good while. So lots of crazy
Miller
injuries.
in practice.
And Von Miller as well.
Ripped his ACL or whatever he did. Oh, God. And now it's going to surgery. He's out for 3 to 6 months.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot more injuries.
Wake me up when the Gators start playing, my college football team. So much better than the NFL.
Yeah. Trav Max Fun is here. What's up? Endgame fan, what's up? Network 98. Sammy is here. What is up, Sammy? Tyler Calvert is also here. What is
Tyler.
Fantasy football already ruined week 2. Yeah.
Well, at least your team is winning, Tyler. So.
Yes. Oh, we got a super chat here from Fritzky. Thank you so much, Fritzky, for the super chat. Glad to be on the Ryan and Colin train. Keep it up. Speaking of super chats, guys, if you want your question to be answered as soon as possible, there is that super chat feature. Since we're going to be talking lots of movie news, we're not going to get in time to answer a lot of questions.
There's a couple Colin is wearing glasses comment. I knew this was coming.
Everyone's saying it, man. It's now become a trend now. Colin, you're starting a trend.
Do I look good? Am I looking good?
I don't know. Are you trying to go for the Peter Parker and Endgame or Far From Home route? With Edith?
I think a little bit. I mean, I've always worn glasses. I just don't wear them usually on camera because it's not my best look. But I don't know. I've just been playing a lot of video games lately, so I gotta wear them for sure.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, there's lots of movies and stuff we've been watching. Colin, anything you're really preparing on ranking-wise coming up?
Yeah, not necessarily ranking-wise, but I've just been watching some David Fincher because his new movie comes out in October, supposedly, on Netflix. So I've been watching, I watched Seven a couple days ago, and I watched Prisoners that same day. So 2 little mysteries.
Not a David Fincher film.
Yeah, not David Fincher, but it was interesting watching those movies back to back.
Feels like a David Fincher.
It does feel like, a little bit of David Fincher, but like not yes and no for sure. But like having them back to back was really interesting because it was like, okay, do I want to sleep tonight? Like play these 2 movies?
Damn, man.
I also watched 9 Lives. I cannot wait to talk about that.
And I watched Downsizing. I can't wait to talk about that movie.
Yeah, so I watched that, and then what else did I watched I actually rewatched School of Rock yesterday. It's like, you and I's one of our favorite movies, and man, I've been watching a little bit of the Disney Renaissance movies because I know Nathan Hale and I were doing a collab on his channel and my channel. We're doing Disney Revival and Disney Renaissance rankings.
Me too. I was about to say I'm doing that's my next ranking in the works, the Disney Renaissance. So
we're doing that like November, but I just wanted to get a head start on it because I'm sick of being behind.
You already know what my number 1 is, so
Sure do.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, so I think we should just get right into the movie news. Why don't we do it? So I figure we just do a topic, answer a question, because we're going to do a whole question segment with the fans and all that. So let's just get right into it. There's a lot of exciting movie news. We got some trailers. We got some casting rumors. We got casting officially for Disney Plus. We'll talk all about that. Before we do, if you guys don't have time to watch us on YouTube, there are some podcast platforms like Spotify, iTunes, and Google Play. Go check us out. Follow us over there. Leave us a review. And it's at your convenience. You can listen to us on a drive, at work, wherever. So there you go. All right. So I figure we just kick it off with new movies this week. So we got 2 movies. One not good one good one. The Devil All the Time and Antebellum. I've seen both of them.
Yeah,
Larry's seen both of them as well. Colin, I'm going to guess you haven't seen any of them.
I saw The Devil All the Time.
Okay, good.
I saw The Devil All the Time yesterday, and I was absolutely floored. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. I loved it.
Oh,
nice.
I loved it. I actually watched your review right before we hopped on, Larry. And I absolutely, I think I'm the one that loves it the most out of this group. Just knowing you guys' opinions on it and then mine, I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
I liked it too.
Yeah, I liked it. Didn't love it, but I liked it.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
What I didn't love was Antebellum. Whew.
I don't
Oh
even
my God.
know what that is.
I
have no
hated
idea what.
Antebellum.
I have no idea what that
the
is.
Village.
I could care less.
Take the Village mixed with Get Out and Us,
Ugh.
and done wrong. So let's talk about The Devil All the Time. It was released on Netflix. That was what I was most looking forward to. It's got a stacked cast involved to it. And I think the film's best thing about it is the performances, especially Tom Holland, who gives his career best performance in here. He's great. He's transformative. So if you're worried about the Peter Parker side of Tom Holland's acting, it's zero present in here, which makes me excited for him in Cherry, the Russo brothers film, because he was that great in this movie. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, I think it was really wonderful. I just love Tom Holland anyway. I remember seeing him in The Impossible. He was young then. He was just little. But he was also great, even as a child actor there. So it's superhero movies that can pigeonhole an actor. Really, any franchise like Game of Thrones or any of those that go on and on and on. Obviously, questions start to come up of, can we ever see you as anything else? I don't know. And Tom Holland, of course, he's done a lot of animated films recently. He's done a lot of family-friendly stuff since he's been Spider-Man. And so it was great to see him get out of that. And I think prove to people that he actually is a really talented actor, and makes me even more pumped for Cherry.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can't wait for that. I figure we should stick on Tom Holland first. Colin, what were your thoughts on his performance?
I thought it was fantastic. I thought he was great. I was surprised you're like 40 minutes in the movie and you're like, where is Tom Holland? You see the marketing, and I thought they did a good job of almost kind of building up to his character. So when he is an adult later on, and I think he's got that Southern twang to him, and it's that interesting type of Southern. Like, I live in the South in Florida, and I have family in Georgia and then Northern Florida. So it's we have Southern people in our family, but it had that like kind of West Virginia, which is a different type of Southern. It's got that different accent, and they nailed it really, or he nailed it really well. And I just felt like you see the character from his perspective, and he's the only one by far that's the most detached from God, which is the kind of a lot of the themes of this movie. And the kind of the different decisions that it makes, and that the somewhat freedom that he has with that, but then also some of the costs that go with the plot. And I feel like his performances, as well as just many others, I think another one, Bill Skarsgård, was the big standout. Robert Pattinson was great, and I thought he was fantastic, but Bill Skarsgård, in the beginning, he completely carried the movie because he's the main character. It kind of switches main characters a little bit, and I thought the movie just absolutely put me on my ass. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, so speaking of Bill Skarsgård, he was terrific in here as the father of Tom Holland. It's such a tragic story once you watch the movie, how it transitions to Tom Holland's perspective. I just think, the film really dives into, Tom Holland's character not believing in God and all that, and just him making tough decisions to protect his family in this awful town full of awful people. And Robert Pattinson, too, steals the movie for me. I think the delusions. First of all.
So how's that for a Southern accent?
Yeah. Delusions. Kind of reminded me of Daniel Craig and Knives Out a little bit. I like this.
I love it.
Have you guys seen the movie A Place Beyond the Pines?
Yeah.
This movie reminded me of that, and I thought
it didn't remind. Yeah, it did remind me of that, but it also reminded me a little bit of There Will Be Blood. I don't know if I was the only one. Kind of the Daniel Day-Lewis going crazy, and the Paul Dano's character reminded me of Robert Pattinson's character with the church scene. Like, it goes crazy. I don't know. Maybe
it's in the middle for me. It's controversial, probably. I like this more than A Place Beyond the Pines.
I do as well. I think, I don't know if that's necessarily controversial, because I think Place Beyond the Pines definitely has a fan base, but I think it's more. It's a great movie, A Place Beyond the Pines, but it feels like it's a good movie, but it's just it's a little bit like it's like three movies in one. And this one, I feel like definitely mixed the stories all together really nicely. And I knew this movie existed. I saw clips, and I saw probably a third of the trailer because I watched it and I was like, I'm kind of already going to see it, so I don't need to see everything. So I knew about as little as I could, as being in the YouTube space and watching movies for a hobby. I knew about as little as I could, and I think that helped my experience as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Sebastian Stan also crushed it.
I will
I think he
say
was probably the
devil-
most underutilized. Probably he was probably the most.
it's because I think his storyline was kind of I don't know, it was Riley Keough and Jason Clarke too. I don't know, that whole
Yeah, that
side
was
of
my
the
least
story
favorite
was
part.
like a little bit.
Really,
It-
I love that
it
one.
weaved
That was so
in-
creepy.
Yeah,
It just felt like a
whatever
different
I
movie almost
just
to me.
don't love, Colin loves. Like we have that different
Oh,
taste
I
in
see.
film.
I like
yeah,
the
I agree.
story, but not in this story
Yeah.
per se.
Yeah, I was
Plus,
gonna say, the Jason-
the cop part, like the corrupt cop stuff, took such a backseat that I was like, oh, I couldn't really care about Sebastian Stan's like corrupt cop running for office story. But that was
I didn't care about that either. Yeah, the Jason Clarke and Riley Keough subplot, that was definitely my least favorite part too. But I was invested with the performance aspect to it. Once it kept going back to Tom Holland's perspective, I was definitely locked into the film. There's also a lot of predictable elements. You could see where the film was going with the tone it's going with. You could see a lot of things coming. But still, it's a great movie. Definitely watch it, guys, on Netflix. And our reviews are on our channel.
It's my number 3 favorite film of the year so far. I would put one.
Yeah, I
King
know a lot of
Staten
people
Island.
did love it. Yeah.
I put 1 King of Staten Island, 2 Tenet, which is interesting because I did not like that movie at first.
That's right.
I did not. I don't know if you saw, Larry. I was very vocal on Twitter. I did not like that movie, and I came around on it after a second and third viewing. I really loved it. And then my third is Devil All the Time. The Devil All the Time. It was fantastic. I loved it.
I've been really hesitant about a second viewing just because I was like so the first
I don't know
time around.
Dude,
Yep.
watch my video. I said I think it's titled just look my name up, and it said Tenet, my second viewing and what I learned, and I did not like the movie. Like, I did not like it.
It just
and I ended up loving it.
I have to say, I said this on Twitter, and I still think so. The thing with movies that quote unquote require multiple viewings is you have to be good enough on that first view that I'm at least intrigued to come back. And right now, I'm just so like, I don't know if I want to come back. At least not anytime soon. I don't know. Personally, I mean, there's enough to appreciate in Tenet that I don't hate it by any means.
I still haven't seen it a second time yet.
I've seen it 3 times.
That well constructed, like from filmmaking standpoints, it's obviously a well-made movie, so it's hard to like hate it, and it has an original idea. If it was just void of everything, then yeah, I'll hate a big pretty movie. But yeah, I haven't seen King of Staten Island though. There's another one I don't really have an interest in watching personally, but maybe if it's available for me to see for free, I will eventually give it a go.
I have it on Blu-ray. Maybe I can give you the digital code.
I don't know. Pete Davidson and I don't know. I was like the only person apparently on planet Earth that did not just love Big Time Adolescence. So.
Yeah, so I really like The Devil All the Time. All right, now, my God, Antebellum. So I was not excited going into this movie. I really like Janelle Monáe. I think she's really talented. In Hidden Figures. Colin, have you seen Hidden Figures?
Yes, I have.
Oh, okay, I thought you did. What did you think of it?
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. I think it was nominated for Best Picture, right?
Yes.
It
was, yes, yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I saw that Moonlight.
I think I saw that in New York or something. I saw like in a different state. Can't remember where.
She was even great in like Harriet, even though her role was small and the movie overall was just so meh. She just has a really good on-screen presence to me. Even
I really love her voice.
Such a small role, and she
seems like such a nice lady. I love her voice, the way she talks. Like, she just seems like such a lighthearted person. Yeah. But anyway, let's talk about Antebellum, though. The movie's not good. It's got a lot of issues to it. It's a lot of things I respect. Like, it sounds like a really cool idea, but it just didn't execute overall. The twist was really predictable. I saw it coming, and just the characters were not good. The story was not good. Performance was great by Janelle Monáe, but the character she's playing, I didn't care about. So just like with Colin, like if I don't have characters I can root for, then what's the point of me praising them? But I mean, it goes in a direction that it was kind of like, okay, why do they go here? I was really interested in this one storyline, and they focus a lot on the other one that I don't care about. And then by the ending of the film, I just didn't care anymore. But I was really immersed with the visuals in the film. I think the visuals were really good. But it's got great ideas. The way I described it in my review is that it's like an uncooked pizza. But it looks great from the packaging. Like you want to eat it. And then you put it in the oven. And then you take it out. It looks great still. Then you take a bite. And it's gross. Like... It let you down. Like you were hoping it was good, but it just wasn't that. So that was Antebellum. Like I said in my review.
I was actually really excited for Antebellum. I thought the trailers looked cool. I'm always on board for a high concept horror film that gives us something kind of new and fresh, something where it has something extra to say. It has a deeper meaning. Oh, but my gosh. First of all, it's not really a horror film. That was very misguided in the marketing, building it up as some horror movie. It's not. And two, that twist is so ill-conceived. I cannot believe a black man co-wrote and co-directed this, because that was such a poor way to try and deliver the message that they do, that I was actually a little bit sick to my stomach watching the twist. It's horrible. People were worried about the Joker and what that might inspire people to do. I worry more about something.
Dumbest thing ever.
I would worry more about this, especially we've just seen a young underage kid cross over state lines with a gun and actually kill people for his own motives. And when we're living in a world like we are right now, that is, in chaos in the United States, people are at their wits' end with racial tensions. To release a movie like this with that type of twist ending, I thought it was really terrible, personally. I thought the messaging behind the film was bleh. We already know. It's not saying anything profound, but the way that they went about trying to say it actually was a little bit repugnant. So it's morally bankrupt to me, and I didn't like it. Yeah, it really made me mad.
Yeah, it was terribly misled, and I agree with every word you just said.
But Janelle is great. Gabby, though, was not great, and her character was terrible.
There's $20 you could spend elsewhere.
I'll take your word for it. I have no care in the world to see it.
I know you didn't, but yeah.
You know what? Ryan knows. I don't see everything. I don't.
No, he sees the films that you're smart. I like you, Colin.
Yeah, I see the ones I just want to see.
Yeah, I respect that. Let's answer some fantasy real quickly. Sammy is going to see Empire Strikes Back in the theater. So I was going to go see this in the theater, but I don't know, because we'll see.
I saw it at the drive-in this summer, and that was awesome. Ugh.
I want to see it, yeah.
Yeah, I probably will.
I love it.
Someone asked what my favorite movie of 2014, 17, and 18 is.
Oh.
Where's that question?
Yeah, it's a little bit farther down. It's red. It's Network 98.
Network 98.
All right, let me red profile picture. So 2014, I think I'm gonna go Nightcrawler. Another honorable mention would be Whiplash and Gone Girl. 2017. Ooh, what came out that year? Baby Driver, probably
Blade Runner 2019, Logan.
Yeah, I'll go Baby Driver. In 2018.
Mine's Fallout.
I'll probably go. I don't know. We had
Infinity War, Fallout.
Yeah, I'd probably go. I guess I'll go Infinity War. Good question though. It's funny because I started my channel this year, so I don't have a list because I didn't make lists and stuff back then. So.
Nicholas Lloyd, favorite scene from Wolf of Wall Street.
Nah, the best scene is where he's like, "I'm not leaving."
I'm not leaving.
And he's like, "I'm not fucking leaving," and he just like hits his head against like the freaking microphone.
Someone in here said Palm Springs is his favorite movie of 2020.
It's like a number 4.
That's my most overrated film of 2020.
Oh.
It's not a bad movie. It's just I think there are better ones.
It was better than I thought, but I'm not a rom-com person, so I was anticipating the worst.
Network 98. I did a review for Mulan. You can go check out my thoughts if I liked it or not.
I did a review too, and I was.
Ooh.
Spoiler alert, I did not like it.
He did not like it.
I didn't like it, Mark. I did not.
He did not. Oh, hi, Ryan. So
Oh, hi,
anyway,
Ryan.
so those were the new movies this week. So now, boys, we got some trailers. Disney Plus trailers. First, we're going to talk about This Is the Way. The Mandalorian Season 2 trailer. Came out of nowhere. I mean, I think we were projecting it was going to come out. I thought it was going to drop the day after football week. When it came out Monday Night Football, I'm like, pumped. Freaking excited. I loved it. I mean, it was great. It didn't show a lot, which I wanted. Yeah, it was great. You showed a lot of Mandalorian, a lot of Baby Yoda, and the world again. Some characters we saw from Season 1, characters that were rumored are going to be in Season 2, like Ahsoka Tano wasn't in it. But yeah, I think they showed what they needed to show, what I wanted them to show, and it's gotten me very excited for it. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm pretty pumped. Baby Yoda still as adorable as ever. I love that this gave us some more like space stuff, because that's always some of the funnest moments. I know mine is like right here. One of mine is like right here. I have a little stuffed thing over there. I have too many Baby Yodas right now. It's ridiculous. But I like when we go to space in Star Wars. I'm super pumped seeing, the fighters up in the air, the X-Wings, all of that. We're going to get some sort of Jedi business, which is pumped. And what can I say? I'm excited to see how we kill off Gina Carano.
Yeah, dude, I could tell you're not a very big Star Wars fan given your shirt.
He's not.
No, I mean, yeah, I watched the trailer a couple times. I was actually it dropped while I was at work, so I was like, oh my god, I was like waiting for my lunch break. I was like, oh my god, I cannot wait to watch it. So I watched it. And dude, it was freaking awesome. I think Jon Favreau just understands Star Wars. He just gets it. It has a mix of, it has a little bit of everything. It has the classic Star Wars that we all grew up watching, or maybe didn't grow up during the original trilogy, but we certainly watched it, and then watching the prequels as a little kid and stuff. So I just think it feels like that old school kind of Star Wars perfectly fits in after Return of the Jedi, and it has a good mix of things that are different as well. Like you listen to the score, it has very much a Western feel. It feels dirty, it feels lived in, but also still feels like it's very much in Star Wars while expanding on things from the world. I love how we see the Mandalorian on a boat. Have we ever seen? Has there ever been a boat in Star Wars before?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think
we don't get much. We don't get much water, and when we have gotten water, we don't have a boat. Like it's like the planet where they get the clones in Attack of the Clones and stuff like that. Like I don't think we ever see boats. They hover. Yeah, so we have hovering boats.
Yeah, so I think it was really cool to see him just on a boat. I don't know, something about Mandalorian on a boat just felt so like interesting. I was just like, I don't know, something about that. I was like, this is so cool. We're just seeing a different world in Star Wars. It also looks like the world looks bigger. We saw, as much as I love Star Wars, for a galaxy far, far away, sometimes it feels like it's small. We're going to the same 4 planets, or if we're not going to the same 4 planets, we're going to different planets that look like those last 4 planets that we saw. Yeah. So like, oh, this is Jakku. Really, it looks just like Tatooine, but nice try. So I think it's cool. You got Baby Yoda. The best part of the trailer is when he closes his little crate, I guess, and looks like he's in trouble, and Mando just took it to him real fast. Yeah, man, I'm glad we didn't see Ahsoka Tano. I kind of want to see that for when we get the full episode. But dude, I really loved it. I think Jon Favreau just knows what he's doing. He just knows, he just gets it. It's a mix of a little bit of everything.
Also, Sabine Wren, Captain Rex, Boba Fett, other characters that were confirmed this season.
I'd be really interested to see. I'm really interested to see like who's directing what episode. Like who's directing episode.
So we know Peyton Reed's a director. We know Jon Favreau's a director. We know Dave Filoni. Bryce Dallas Howard maybe again? I don't know.
No, I don't think she is.
Wasn't there one? Who
Taika
was,
Waititi.
who was the woman who directed like the best episode of last season?
Probably Deborah Chow.
I think
Deborah
it was
Chow.
Deborah Chow. Is she
She's doing
coming
Obi-Wan.
back?
I don't think she's coming back. She might.
She's
be.
doing. She's too busy with Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But I'm so pumped for the Mandalorian season 2.
Yeah, the music worked. I love seeing those X-wing fighters. Something about seeing these X-wing fighters just that's what's so cool is this looks like original trilogy Star Wars, but with modern day technology. So you have the X-wings, and it just looks dirty.
And you have the TIE fighter too from season 1.
It just looks so. It just.
Also,
oh, sorry.
Also, Giancarlo Esposito.
Yes.
I loved him in season 1. I'd be very excited to see what he does with the Darksaber.
I'm also like
Moff Gideon. Yeah.
I'm like, is he ever gonna play like a nice person again in his life? No. Like, is it? I think it's impossible. I think it's
maybe they'll cast him as Professor X. I don't know.
Well, I mean that would be awesome.
Gus is a bad person in Breaking Bad, but
Gus,
I mean, if you look at it from a certain perspective, I kind of track with them a little bit.
Well, that's what every evil person says, Colin. If you look at my view from a certain perspective,
I will kill your infant child.
We should say Emmy award-winning The Mandalorian now because it take home some gold.
Ludwig Göransson.
Yeah.
Did I say it right? Did I say it right? Probably not. Ludwig Göransson.
What makes it so good too is because we're able to see we're able to talk positively about Star Wars too.
Yeah. This is the year of Ludwig Göransson. Tenet and now Mandalorian. Oh,
so I saw a picture of Ludwig Göransson, and I had no idea what he looked like.
Ludwig.
Okay,
Somebody corrected me in the comments. Ludwig Göransson.
Ludwig Göransson.
I didn't say the Göransson correctly.
Anyway. Apologize, sir, if I pronounce your name wrong. He's a great composer, but I saw what he looked like. I saw a picture of him. I just never cared to ever look up his name and see what he looked like. Not expecting. I didn't expect him to look like that. You know how you just picture someone in your head? Like for some reason, I have no idea why. I just thought for some reason I thought he was black. I know there was nobody that told me that. There was no insider, nobody. I never looked him up. I just if I had to picture what the guys looked like, I just pictured like Idris Elba's kind of like looking like him for some reason. I don't know why.
Ludwig.
And then I saw him, and I was not expecting it. Well, the reason why I thought he might be black is he did the score for Black Panther, and they just hired a lot of people of color for that project. So I just figured, okay, he
did Creed as well. Ryan Coogler.
Exactly, that as well. So I just thought, okay, maybe that's why. So
I wish
someone's asked me
of that. Please do we need to normalize more people of color as composers. We talk a lot about women and Joker.
He's Swedish,
getting a woman coming in to win the Oscar, but it's kind of weird. It's a strange thing that we don't get many composers that come out of music.
Yeah, can we get Hildur Guðnadóttir? Is that can we get her to do the next Bond movie score?
We need
Someone's asked me multiple times in the chat if I like the Wiggles. No.
I only watched one episode.
It must be the glasses that's giving him the idea.
Yummy. Fruit salad.
Fruit salad. Yummy. That was so cringe.
Cringe.
Are you too sure you don't like the Wiggles?
I mean, I don't
it was
like
never
it
my
now.
thing. I was more of a Teletubbies guy.
Teletubbies, I feel like I was on like LSD watching Teletubbies. But it's so weird.
Tubby custard.
So what do y'all think? Is Hans Zimmer just going to be punching the air if Ludwig wins for the score? So if a Christopher Nolan movie wins for best original score and it's not Hans Zimmer, will he just be like so regretting his decision to go to Dune?
No, I don't think he should. I mean,
what have you done, Nolan?
Well, it was his creative project. Like it was his decision to do that, and I feel like Dune's gonna have an epic score as well. So I don't think he should. It's art, you know. He's gonna do the best decision for him. I don't think he should.
Yeah.
And let's be real. A lot of what Ludwig did is certainly Zimmer-esque, as I feel like you can't have a Christopher Nolan without those Zimmer-esque elements of the score after Inception.
Yeah.
After Inception, there's no way until some other director or other composer pivots the world of cinema scores. I don't think we're going to get away from those big Zimmerisms.
Yeah. Do not drive backwards with the Tenet score. Anyway, so yeah, I can't wait for Mandalorian season 2. Couple of chat questions. Succession did win the drama series, but
not
Mandalorian won a few. Would you want to try Coca-Cola ice cream? Can I just try a root beer float? That sounds like a bit nasty. Yeah, so I'm excited for Mandalorian season 2. All right, so let's talk now about some movie news rumors. Twitter blew up on this when there was rumors Tom Hardy was going to be replacing Daniel Craig as the next James Bond. The Bond creators have spoken about this. Tom Hardy could possibly be the one to replace Daniel Craig. It's not official yet, but everybody on Twitter was exploding about this, especially the biggest Bond fan we know, Griffin Schiller from FilmSpeak. And this is just a trend we need to talk about. So, Colin, I'm going to kick it off with you, man. What was your first reaction when you first saw this news?
My first reaction was probably that I just didn't really believe it, because I'm not very connected to the Bond franchise as well, but I'll kind of defer to my friends Griffin Schiller and Sean Chandler, who talked about it on Griffin's channel, and they kind of broke it down completely. I listened to the whole thing while I was taking a shower, so I kind of got my whole Bond fix as I was learning about this stuff, and essentially they were saying that it's just not the type of casting decisions that they've made previously, unless they changed course and decided to do something like this, but they typically go for not necessarily unknown, but maybe a little bit underrated actors that they can put in the role, as well as younger. And Tom Hardy's, I believe, in his 40s, and he's already an A-list. He's played really prominent roles that are really recognizable for a lot of people, most notably Bane. So it's just like the guy who's Bane being Bond is just a little odd. Also, and people were saying this in defense of Tom Hardy, be like, yeah, it's probably not true because of the things I just talked about, but he would be a great Bond. He's a good actor, so he'd probably find a way to make it a good character, but just seeing what I know, and granted I know very little about the character of James Bond, I'm not like the biggest like fanboy of it.
If Griffin was on here, yeah.
What I know about it, it's just really nothing. Like I don't see Tom Hardy as Bond. I think he's a little too short and stocky and almost too muscular. I feel like you need to be.
He'd be more as a Bond villain for me.
Yeah, I don't even know about that either. I mean, James
a henchman.
Bond. James Bond is like. I mean, he's definitely got the muscle to him, but I feel like should be a little bit more slick. And he's a spy. He's wearing a suit. And I think the best look at what the closest thing to a Bond that we got from Tom Hardy was him in Inception. And I don't know. I couldn't picture it. I wouldn't want him to be the guy. And plus, I think they should go younger so they can. I mean, the last James Bond movie came out 5 years ago. So they're pumping out these movies at a pretty slow rate. So I mean, what did Daniel Craig became Bond 14 years ago? So I don't know how old he was when he got casted, but you need a guy that can stick around for a while. And Tom Hardy, who's 40 or in his late 30s, I can't remember. I don't know if that's the greatest thing in the world for him to be 55 still doing James Bond movies.
Don't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling. Inception. Yeah. So Larry, what was your first reaction?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan. I do like Tom Hardy quite a bit as an actor. I just don't see Bond. I don't know. Tom Hardy likes to take on really wacky roles. He likes roles that require him to wear
Capone.
face masks all the time. First of all, Bond never puts a mask over his face.
Capone.
But I don't know, he just seems like he's really into just random stuff. And this would tie him down for a while, first of all. As you said, as Colin said, he's too old, I think, at this point. Sorry. I mean, we could do an older Bond. That might be an interesting take on the character. But if we were doing that, I'd rather push it further and go like 50s, 60s Bond if you wanted to explore an older man Bond. But Tom Hardy, I don't know. Also, he's hard to understand in like every film. So I'd be like, "What are you talking about, Bond? I can't understand you."
Also in Dunkirk.
Everything. Venom, he didn't have a mask on in Venom, and he was still kind of hard to understand. So it's interesting. I'd rather Riz Ahmed. Speaking of Venom, I would take Riz Ahmed over Tom Hardy for Bond.
Oh, Riz Ahmed. Oh,
yeah,
I like him.
I think
so. Wait, when was Casino Royale? 14 years ago. Casino Royale was 14 years ago, I believe.
2006 it came out.
Yeah. Daniel Craig was 38, I think, when he was first as James Bond. So a little bit over the Daniel Craig age for me. But yeah, I agree. I think Tom Hardy's a fantastic actor. He's one of my favorite actors. Love him. He's more of like the side badass, gritty characters. For me, Tom Hardy would definitely work as like a henchman or something, like an Odd Job and Goldfinger, that type of role. I just never really pictured him as James Bond. I agree with you guys. I would have gone for more of the Richard Madden route, the Henry Cavill route. I thought Henry Cavill would be the perfect replacement for Daniel Craig or Idris Elba. Just Tom Hardy for me.
A little bit too known, probably.
So is Tom Hardy.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think for both. But if you're going to go someone who's known, I would rather Tom Hardy. I mean, not Tom Hardy. Henry Cavill because he's younger.
But he's huge too. He's pretty stout.
I think, but he's tall. I don't like how short Tom Hardy is. No offense to the guy, but
Henry Cavill.
I just think he's too short.
Yeah, Henry Cavill and Idris Elba are easily the most jacked for the role for sure. They could do well. But Tom Hardy for me is just more of like the gritty, badass, snarky side character.
My number one pick is Henry Golding. That's who I would love.
Yeah, actually, I was just going to shout out.
He's so sleek. He is so suave. I think he has it in him. He showed a little bit of that in,
The Gentleman.
The Gentleman. Thank you. Earlier
Still one of my
year,
favorite films of the year.
I just saw it. I was like, he could do it. He's British, so there you go. He is from the UK. I think he would kill it. He has everything you need.
Also, I've been saying this too. If he was younger, Colin Firth, especially how he proved it in Kingsman.
I'd be a little bit scared with Colin Firth that we would get a Pierce Brosnan type of Bond, which is not. Pierce Brosnan did what he could, but it was all suave and no, like I like a little bit of edge.
Well, we got Elliot. We got Elliot in the chat, and he mentioned Henry Golding. What's up, Elliot? But I think that's.
I said Richard Madden.
I think Richard Madden would be a decent pick, but I think Henry Golding would be a fantastic choice.
Yeah, Richard Madden, he's got the Rob Starkisms, the leadership vibes. I think that would work for James Bond, but that's not true.
He's young too.
Yeah.
He could give us that gray streak because he has like a natural gray streak.
And he's got the Irish voice like Pierce Brosnan. Give it to me. So yeah, Tom Hardy. I just don't buy him as James Bond. Maybe we'll see if he's actually casted. I could have gone with better ones for sure. And let's see what no one else is saying in the chat about this. This episode in chat is making me laugh hysterically. Nice glasses, Colin.
That's my girlfriend.
Hi, Taylor. The Gentleman is so underrated. I agree. Jeremy Irons should play an older Bond. Am I right? I love Jeremy Irons. I mean, Scar.
Interesting.
The voice of Scar, Simon Gruber in Die Hard with a Vengeance. But I never really thought about that.
Maybe we should just set the world ablaze, make all of Twitter so angry, and cast Tom Holland as Bond.
Yep.
Let's do it. Let's fan cast Tom Holland so that the
He's like the most
Twitterverse
popular-
implodes.
He's like the most popular fan cast. Anything
I know.
Tom
That's why I
Holland
love
and
it.
Robert Downey Jr. is in a movie together.
I would die. I mean, just to troll the folks at home.
Yeah,
What
go
about-
watch.
what about
Do-
Robert Pattinson or Tom Hiddleston? Robert Pattinson definitely not, because he's about to be Batman.
Because he's Batman.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson, I mean, he loves to do a weird accent. It would be like no
Yeah,
other
Robert
British accent you've
Pattinson-
heard before.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson. Yeah, he's gonna be Batman. I don't know how he'd work as Bond. He's got the looks. He's got the accent. We'll see with the Batman coming up. I think he'll do great in the action. Tom Hiddleston too. I think he would be really good as well. But I
Daniel
think
Kaluuya.
Too recognizable, though.
hey, I don't like that. Daniel Kaluuya. What do you think?
Yeah, what
Colin?
about Daniel Kaluuya? He's British.
I don't think I know who that is.
Get out.
Get out.
Black Panther, get out.
I'm crying.
Widows.
Oh, okay. The main guy.
The
Yeah.
lead starring Rose. Give me the keys.
Oh yeah, Tyler. Yes, Dev
Daniel
Patel. Yes, yes
I don't
to
think
Dev
I-
Patel for me.
Ooh,
Yes.
I like that. I like that, Tyler. Dev Patel.
See, that's like taking my Riz Ahmed suggestion and upping it a level. And then you get Dev Patel. He's like the little
He
bit
doesn't look
advanced
bored.
version.
He's just not the Bond person.
Yeah, I just not really. It's not really my thing.
Knowledgeable on it.
And I worked all day, so give me a break, man.
Yeah, I was at an
Dev.
8-hour long orientation. So
Usually when we do the podcast, it's on a weekend, and I'm nice and well rested.
adult life. What's up, Jacoby P? How you doing? Great subscriber of mine. Thank you for tuning on in here. Yeah, Idris Elba is Bond for me. I mean, he'd
No.
be great.
No,
It's a little old too.
he'd be
now.
great. He's too
They
old,
waited
man.
too
He's
long.
too old.
They waited too long for Idris. Poor Idris. He needs to fire his agent.
He would be fantastic. He's too
Such a
old.
charismatic actor.
He should have been like legit the biggest star in the world. He had all of the ingredients, and his agents just steered him wrong, left, right, and center
Dark
into the
Tower.
wrong projects. He should be just on top of the world, and he kept getting in the wrong projects and roles.
Dark Tower. What's
That
going
movie was awful.
Anyway, yeah. Yeah, so that's our thoughts overall on Tom Hardy and this whole Bond shenanigans. What do you guys think in the chat about Tom Hardy being James Bond? Do you disagree with us? Think it'd be a great
Do you think
choice?
it'll happen? Do you think it'll happen?
Do you think it will happen? Let us
No, it
know.
won't. It will not happen.
Since we're talking about it a lot, it probably won't happen. Yeah, Bond girl, I don't know. Somebody asked that in the chat.
Thank you, Trav Max. Cats. Poor
Cats.
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Fire his agent.
Yes.
Judy
All right.
Dench, you too. Fire your agent.
Yeah, Artemis Fowl as well. All right, so now let's talk more Disney Plus news here. She-Hulk has finally picked a director, and it's She-Hulk, Tatiana Maslany. First of all, Colin, have you seen Stronger?
Yes, I have.
Tatiana Maslany, she has just been cast as She-Hulk. So everyone was talking about this on Twitter. I think it's a great choice. And I think she's a very underrated actress. I love her.
Yeah, I mean, I think even before, after this, we should bring up the WandaVision series talking about Disney Plus. I think the trailer dropped.
Yeah,
today,
that's
right?
next on the docket. I figured we
Okay,
should talk about, yeah.
Yeah. I
Let's talk
wasn't
about
sure
She-Hulk
if we-
first. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we we're
She-Hulk.
talking about that yet, but She-Hulk.
I don't have much thoughts on it. Yeah.
Something about these projects that are so interesting to me. Sometimes, as much as I like comic book movies, some of these things just I feel like are so tricky to translate to the big screen. And we could be wrong, like something like Guardians of the Galaxy, like, oh, how could they translate that to the big screen? And it ended up working. It was like, oh, a talking tree. But then first of all, in these comic books, you have these really weird names for these characters and so like on the nose and uncreative. So you have something like Red Hulk or Gray Hulk. And it's like one of these days that movie's going to be made with how much comic book movies are being made every year.
They could go on that route.
And we're
Won't
actually
even
gonna
hurt.
call a movie Red Hulk. That sounds like the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
But it's a
So
great
a
comic
name-
storyline.
Yeah, but like I said, people don't care about that. They're gonna be like Red Hulk. That sounds wow, great title, Marvel. Red Hulk what's the color of Hulk this time? Is it red? This just sounds
Purple.
stupid. But the same thing with She-Hulk to me, and I'm like I said, I know nothing about the character. She could be the greatest character of all time for all I know, and I'm sure the series is gonna be great. I have no doubt in the world that it's gonna be. I am looking forward to it in a certain sense, and I think it's gonna be good. But I think it's interesting where it's like something like She-Hulk. Like that's the name you came up with, like She-Hulk.
I'm
Like,
trying to
that's
find
it?
out the director's name.
It just sounds so on the nose, and I know, like I said, I know that's in the comics, but it just I don't know, it just sounds very almost dated, like a name that's so on the nose and weird like that. But like I said, the casting I think is interesting casting. It was funny they did that casting call and they said they wanted someone that was an Allison Brie type, and I was like, well, why not just cast Allison Brie? And Allison Brie's great. She's in Community. She was in a movie called Sleeping with Other People, which is a criminally underrated rom-com on Netflix. It's great. But this is casting I don't really have too many thoughts of. I don't know the actress too well, but I just think She-Hulk is just an interesting project to me because it's like it sounds so. It's just like we're getting really obscure with the comic book characters. With like when we know we already have a Hulk, now we're all the way down to She-Hulk. What's next? What's coming next up on the comic book movie slate?
I mean, I would argue that she's more famous than like Guardians. Like, I feel like, I don't know, she was.
Well, like I said, I brought up Guardians as an example. That was a weird idea to do it.
Yeah.
But Marvel, as we know, even Iron Man was not. Most of the since Marvel as a company had to sell their big projects that everybody actually loved, they got stuck with like the nonsense. And they have found ways to make every frickin' title work one way or the other, even when we're like, what the heck is this? This will be real controversial, I'm sure. As a character, I prefer She-Hulk to Bruce Banner Hulk, just because she's more interesting as a person. She figures out how to blend the two a lot quicker than the Hulk does. So I mean, it's.
I don't doubt that she's a good character.
No,
I just think it's funny the name.
I'm really interested to see because people really did not like the Hulk all that much. It was very divisive, the Hulk in Endgame, and that's kind of what you get with She-Hulk. Is she's just walking around, she looks like She-Hulk, and she's going into the courtroom, like, you know, she's heading on in to do her law work because she's a lawyer. So it'll be interesting. It could be terrible, but
I don't know who created the character of She-Hulk, but I just want to be like, dude, you couldn't have come up with any other name? She-Hulk? That's what you came up with? What you came up with?
It was a different time.
It was a different time, I get it, but it was when comic books and superheroes were way more campy and cheesy. But it's just
and they all do it. Batwoman, Batgirl, Supergirl,
Colin,
Superwoman.
Yeah.
Apologize to Stan Lee. He was
they
one
all
of the
do
creators
it. Yeah, I was like, I mean, that was their way of
introducing
and trying to get people to care about women heroes.
Okay, so
just adapting them.
Yeah.
So
the same name essentially.
Maybe to get Colin hooked on it a little more, the director's Kate Coro. She directed episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Shameless, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and Modern Family, which Jacoby P already fact-checked. Thank you.
All of those shows are great, except for Shameless was fantastic, and then the last season was absolutely a disgrace against mankind. It was so bad in so many ways. But yeah, those shows are good, so that gives me some confidence.
Yeah. I don't have much thoughts either. Tatiana Maslany, loved her in Stronger. She gave such a great performance in that movie. Jake Gyllenhaal is such a fantastic actor. She was able to match him as a great performance. Haven't seen Orphan Black. That was another thing she was a part of. She won the Emmy for that, someone said in the chat. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm very excited. She-Hulk, don't know anything about the character. Marvel can take like characters that are in the comics, make them like really popular. And it seems like they're going that route with the Disney Plus stuff, like really taking obscure characters like this, Miss Marvel, and really just, digging into that lore and putting them on Disney Plus. So that'll be exciting.
Charlotte, I love Zootopia too. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Charlotte Davis. Yeah. Oh yeah, and Moonlight as well. Not Moonlight, Moon Knight. That's another character.
Wait, what?
Moonlight. I love that movie. Moon
Okay,
Knight.
Marvel is. I was like, no, Tatiana Maslany was not in Moonlight.
No.
What?
Yeah, Moon Knight. Yeah, that's another character I'm looking for.
I mean, they're all Eternals is another completely unknown. Nobody knows what the Eternals is. If you Shanghai is not
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. Sorry, is not well known. Everything coming down the pipeline is like, whoo, we'll see. Hope it's good.
Yeah, so let's answer some questions here. Ryan, should I watch Train to Busan? Yes. Yes, it's on Netflix. Go watch it, man. It's fantastic.
Is it on Netflix? I thought it was on Amazon.
It
Prime.
is. It's on Netflix.
Oh, I saw it on Amazon Prime. That's funny.
Are you guys anticipating Morbius? No.
No.
I could care less.
I
Sorry,
love Jared Leto, but not really.
Looks stupid.
It doesn't look great.
Can you say the line? Daniel Kaluuya got nominated for. Oh yeah. That's one of my most disliked videos. Was my 2018 Oscar reaction video.
Oh.
I'm a dumbass. I don't look at award season before, so I was shocked when Daniel Kaluuya got a Best Actor nomination. I'm like, Daniel Kaluuya?
For what movie?
Get Out.
Get Out. He got nominated
yeah.
for Get Out. I was shocked. Yeah. Yeah. I know you guys are ready to thirst over She-Hulk. Yeah. Maybe we will. We'll see. So yeah, that's our thoughts overall on the She-Hulk. So now let's talk about WandaVision, guys. So trailer came out last night. It looks great. I mean, I'll say this. I'm really excited for this show. I really am. I really dig Scarlet Witch a lot as a character. I think she's the most underrated MCU character. And Vision as well. It'll be great to see him back in those weird alternate worlds that Wanda creates. So yeah, it looks like it was promised. Like a weird sitcom, 50s, black and white craziness. So, Larry, got to get your thoughts first.
Yeah, I'm really excited. That trailer kind of gave me vibes that maybe, just maybe, this could give us an introduction to the multiverse, because where are we going? What is going on? A lot of confusion, a lot of different timeline type of things could be at play, or it could not. I don't know. But that's kind of a vibe I was hoping that they were going for. But the trailer looked really like a lot of fun. It has those horror elements that I was excited about, as well as the old sitcom stuff. It doesn't look like it's taking itself super seriously. We got that ridiculous Vision Halloween costume, which was amazing. But cool. I agree. Scarlet Witch, up until Endgame, arguably, was so underutilized in the MCU. They just like had her chilling on the sideline. And with
by Vision.
and Vision. I was going to say, I feel the same for Vision. I mean, Vision's honestly, I kind of hate Vision. I kind of hate him as a character.
I don't hate him, but I wish he could have done more.
I will say, I hope that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say real quick. I just hated him in Civil War. He was so annoying in the movie. He just butted in and just said meaningless, stupid crap.
Captain Rogers.
He was such a he was just such like a freaking like Boy Scout in that movie. Like, shut up, dude. There's bigger things at play. You've been here for like 1 year and you're already telling people what to do. Like, get out of here.
But it's Jarvis though.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, he's been there since the first
Infinity War. He's getting his ass kicked. It's like, dude, you're supposed to be powerful, and you're like, are totally just getting your ass kicked the entire time.
Yeah. He's definitely the weakest of the heroes that were made from a stone. So,
he went toe to toe with Ultron,
but I'm like super pumped. I hope now that they have the X-Men back from Fox over at Marvel, it makes me kind of sad that they retconned Wanda's backstory. But we're here now. They've already retconned her origin. However, I would really like if they brought in actual magical probability powers for Scarlet Witch, because that's the main source of her power. In the MCU, she's kind of been like Jean Grey for the for the Avengers team. It's a lot of telepathy with Red, but her powers go so much deeper. We got a little bit of it in Age of Ultron when she was really mind warping our Avengers, but I would really like to see them go back to that, because they haven't explored that part of her character ever again. They pretty much just dropped it. So this seems like a great opportunity for her to really get into those more mystical and magical parts of her powers. And I could see the potential there in the trailer, but overall the trailer just looks awesome, and I'm pumped.
Yeah,
what about you, Colin?
well. Yeah, I thought it was great as well. I think the first thing I thought was like, wow, this is a huge risk. I'm just not sure this wacky concept is super accessible to everybody. Some people are gonna watch this and like be like, this is kind of weird. We're in a sitcom and it looks a little wacky, and I think they trust their fans so much that like you guys have been on us this whole 10-year, 11-year journey. So we're gonna come up with something wacky, and you guys are gonna watch it and you guys are gonna like it, because I think that's exactly what they're doing with this. I think the sitcoms wise, someone had said in the chat, and I was going to bring this up, but they said, I know Colin is going to mention Kitty Foreman in the trailer because I'm a big That 70s Show fan, and she was in the trailer in the sitcom part. So like That 70s Show being a sitcom, and then the show being a sitcom, and her being in it was just kind of perfect. I was like, wow, it's perfect casting, because she's like the sitcom mom. Like she's like the most like iconic sitcom mom probably of like all time, or at least in my very biased opinion of That 70s Show.
Yes,
very biased.
I thought it. This is my theory on the show. I think it's essentially Scarlet Witch with like her powers and her weird kind of mystical powers with the Infinity Stone.
I have a theory.
It's kind of her creating a world for herself. It's like this alternate like world where everything's kind of happy-go-lucky, a little bit weird. Like she either did it by accident or did it on purpose, because she's still coping with the death of Vision, so this is the way she can see him again in this kind of wacky utopia world. Or maybe the people are afraid of her because of what her powers can do, and we're kind of post-Sokovia Accords as well, and they're just like, okay, we're pretty much putting her mind through a blender, and maybe she's just kind of living in we're just kind of living in this alternate reality where she can't hurt anybody, so to speak. Those are my two theories.
I think I'm hoping maybe for like a blend to where she creates this stuff within her head, but since she is the tie-in to the multiverse, and her powers could send us into a multiverse.
Yeah, which is why
spirals her into she doesn't come out of it, and that would be kind of cool if she was a villain in multiverse, because she is the one who created it. But yeah,
I think Doctor Strange is going to show up at the end of the series and tie in to Doctor Strange too. I mean, because she's going to be in it, so why not? This also could set up, the future of the multiverse, which is what they're hinting at with this Phase 4 and 5. And also, I'm hoping that they do start to tie into the X-Men more with these Disney Plus series coming up. Like somebody mentioned Quicksilver. Evan Peters was rumored to be having a cameo or something in this. That'd be pretty cool if Quicksilver showed up again. That'd be awesome.
That would be so weird. She'd be like, brother, I don't recognize you at all.
You're not Aaron Taylor Johnson.
You look so different in this multiverse.
I'm from the other universe. That's dead. That'd be funny. So yeah, overall, I think we're all excited for WandaVision. It's supposed to be coming out in December. I think it will come out after Mandalorian Season 2, once that wraps up. I don't know if it'll be like one episode per week or not. It probably will. Just to keep people subscribed.
People are saying it's definitely coming out this year. We're hearing that Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to be pushed back to 2021.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Yeah,
we're thinking December. That's what I'm thinking.
So I think we're going to get a January or February release for Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I would be so pumped, Movie Files, if this was House of M. I would be pumped.
Yeah, so Movie Files, he's the comic book guy, so I don't know what he's saying here, but yeah.
Actually, Movie Files, because I don't know if you guys know in the chat, I'm launching a podcast on my channel as well on I'm doing like a live show. And it's not like a movie news thing like we do here. It's going to be one topic and kind of just an hour long, nothing crazy. And I'm having Elliot and Griffin on for sure on October 20th, and we're talking about comic book movie characters and why they're so relatable. And then we're most likely going to get Zach Pope on as well. Depends on if he has off, but it's going to be us four on the panel. It's going to be pretty awesome. So stay tuned for that in the coming months.
That's So Hollywood.
That's So Hollywood. That's my podcast name. Check it out.
Tyler Calvert. Finally, things to watch on Disney Plus. Yes, what we've been waiting for. What's your most anticipated Disney Plus series? His is Hawkeye. Probably Mandalorian season 2.
Well, MCU, he said.
Oh yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's still mine.
Yeah, my least anticipated are probably Loki.
Mine is actually probably WandaVision, just because it looks so different, and I'm pumped for that.
Yeah, mine were my least favorite, my least anticipated. Not because I'm not looking forward to them. Definitely Loki, because we haven't got much of anything yet from that. Yeah, I'm really excited.
And Loki's had his run.
I'm pumped for What If too.
What If? Yeah, Jeffrey Wright.
Fun concept. I'm pumped.
Jeffrey Wright.
I just wonder if these shows are gonna have season 2s. It doesn't sound like they are. It's just gonna be like a little mini series.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name? Jeffrey Wright, who's playing Commissioner Gordon in the Batman, is going to be narrating in this. That'll be awesome. Yeah. Any other questions? You guys happy Zendaya won for Euphoria? I saw that. People were exploding. She's the youngest to win an Emmy.
Euphoria is a fantastic show. It's literally one of my favorite shows of all time.
Yeah, I watch Euphoria, but I'm pumped.
I haven't seen it.
You go, Zendaya. Only the second black actress ever to win.
Colin, did you love Parasite like Ryan and me did?
I did love Parasite. It was one of my favorite movies last year. It's fantastic.
Yeah, what else needs to be said? What If is his second most anticipated, then WandaVision. Nice. Oh yeah, guys, so that'll do it there for our thoughts on WandaVision. We load up the schedule right here. All right, we talked about that. Let's talk about one more topic today, boys. More Marvel news. Jonathan Majors. I don't know if you guys watch Lovecraft County. Is that what it's called?
Lovecraft Country.
He got cast as the what's his name? Kang the Conqueror in Ant-Man 3. Ant-Man 3. I'm assuming this is the villain of Ant-Man 3. Yes. So,
that's only rumored that it's Kang the Conqueror. That's not confirmed yet. But he did get cast in Ant-Man 3.
And Kang the Conqueror, people are saying that's what he's going to play.
Yeah, that was a rumor. But he did get cast in the movie for sure. Jonathan
Majors, I only watched him in *Da 5 Bloods* this year, which is still one of my favorite films of the year so far. And everyone loves him in the Lovecraft Country. Larry, so let's get your thoughts on that first.
Yeah, I also thought he was the standout performance in The Last Black Man in San Francisco. That was my first exposure to him. He was great in that movie as well. And it's such a different performance than we see in Lovecraft Country, which is such a different performance that we saw in *Da 5 Bloods. So he's just really proving himself to be this versatile, really great actor. So I'm excited to see him get this opportunity. I also am like a lot on Twitter. I was kind of hoping he would get Green Lantern, but maybe both, maybe not. I don't know. But I'm also excited for Kang to come.
John David Washington for Green Lantern.
That's cool too. I just want John as our new Green Lantern, honestly. But I'm hoping that he's not a one-off villain, because this is actually a really powerful villain in the Marvel. That should not be able to be taken down in a single film. Well, no offense, but especially not by Ant-Man and the Wasp. Should not be able to take Kang down solo. So I'm hoping he's not one-off. But exciting news. I'm excited for him to see him break into more mainstream roles.
Yeah, and Ant-Man 3 was a shock, like him getting cast in that. I thought that he'd be great in like a Spider-Man 3, that type of role as like Kraven the Hunter. That'd be pretty cool. Colin, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I saw this news. I have not seen Lovecraft Country. I did not see Last Black Man in San Francisco. I do want to see both.
Yeah, that's on my
eventually.
watch list.
Yeah, was Last Black Man in San Francisco? I believe that was an A24 movie.
A24, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm definitely, A20. Actually, next up on the A24 list is 20th Century Women. Have you guys seen that movie? I want to check that out.
Have.
Is it good?
I really liked it. So
good. So I need to check that one out as well. But yeah, I mean, this seems like typical Marvel casting, a good, solid pick. They either do these people like Jake Gyllenhaal, like okay, everyone knows who Jake Gyllenhaal is, or they do someone where it's someone a little bit unknown, but still has a couple projects under his belt that people rave about. And Lovecraft Country is like all the rave. I watch Jared Buckendall's reviews on it. I watch Elliot's reviews on it. I kind of just do it to drop a like and stuff because I know sometimes they get into spoilers and whatnot. So I'm just doing it to show my support because I haven't actually seen the show, but I definitely will go back and watch some of my friends' reviews of it if I finish the show or even start the show at all. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting we're going in this direction in Ant-Man because it seems like again, Kang the Conqueror isn't confirmed to be playing that villain. It's just a rumor that he is, but it's rumored by like Variety and Deadline and Hollywood Reporter.
Discussing film,
yeah. So you would think it's most likely this would happen, but you would think from what I know about that character, it's a big villain. He's kind of like a Thanos type villain. So for him to be in an Ant-Man movie, kind of interesting. Ant-Man's usually kind of like the little guy, no pun intended. He's in these situations where it's a little bit more small scale, again, no pun intended, and it's just kind of interesting. We're going to have this. So it makes it seem like they're going to set up for other things later on in the MCU that are going to be bigger in scale, maybe introduce, I don't know, the X-Men or Fantastic Four or something. I need Elliot in the chat right now if he's still watching and contribute to your theories on this.
Well, this definitely should be an introduction to the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a big villain for their franchise. It would be nuts. If this
could be like
sort of intro to the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, this could be like the Steppenwolf to Doomsday, not Steppenwolf. I mean, like this could be like the first bad compared to Galactus, closer to Galactus. I mean, yeah, I'm very excited about this. From what I've heard about Lovecraft Country, he's a great actor, and Black Man in San Francisco. Loved him in Da 5 Bloods, so I think he's going to kill it if he gets cast, which he probably will. Everyone's talking about Ant-Man being so underrated. I agree. Everyone, that announcement made people care about Ant-Man since people kind of crap on the Ant-Man movies, especially Ant-Man and the Wasp. I don't crap on it. I just think it's a fine movie. It did what it needed to do. Favorite black actor? His is Michael B. Jordan. That's a tough question.
I actually might go Michael B. Jordan as well, or Denzel.
There's so many.
Denzel. Samuel L. Jackson. Probably.
This is too many to list. I don't
know. Would you wish to own Air Bud or the Air Buddies as pets? What?
Play some hoops with your dog, Ryan.
My dogs, they sit all on their asses all day.
See, now here you could play basketball with them.
I don't have any dogs. I have like 5 neighborhood cats that just come in and chill in my garage and come in the house, and we feed them, and then they do their thing. And 2 of them we have names for. Actually, just 1. Her name is Felicia. So shout out to Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. Uh-oh. We were just talking about this man earlier. Griffin from FilmSpeak. Ant-Man 2 or top tier MCU?
I agree with him on Ant-Man 1. Ant-Man 2 is not that great.
It's
Ant-Man
one of my...
fantastic.
It's on the bottom. Speaking of Elliot, he just commented, if rumors are true about Kang, this is huge for the MCU. Time travel and villain with ties to the Young Avengers, Apocalypse, and X-Men. He's a descendant of Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four. So yeah, this seems...
Shout out to my man.
Shout out to Elliot, man. He's got it with the comic book stuff.
Griffin can file that with his Amazing Spider-Man 2 opinion.
Yeah, we want to hear that.
No.
Yeah,
Ant-Man's
that
actually-
in the folder, Griffin. Sorry.
Listen, Ant-Man and the Wasp, it's on the bottom of my MCU ranking. It's definitely one of the most fine, just safe horror
Not
movies.
bad.
Ant-Man's fantastic. I agree.
It's not a bad movie. It's just, it did what it needed to do.
Oh, Tyler brings up a good point, which I would love.
Mari. Which also means Marvel will probably cast a POC as Mr. Fantastic.
Because of the Richard Reed's connection to Kang.
Who do we cast as Mr. Fantastic, though?
Well, I guess it depends on where they are in their timeline. But
That's a video for another time.
yeah, I was like, I'm not good at on the spot fan casting.
Me too.
Tyler.
Me too. What's going on, Amari? Good to see you in here, buddy. Yeah, that's just my impression of Griffin. Happy that you're here, Griffin. Welcome, man. Good to see you. Ant-Man and the Wasp is a fun movie, but it's one of the weaker MCU films. I agree. All right, so yeah, that's going to do it for the movie news, guys. We talked about all the movie news stuff. So now I think let's get into the culture project, Colin.
Can we please not? I really don't want
we
to
are.
talk about this movie.
Yeah. Yep,
If you guys don't know, this is the bad movie week. We did foreign film week last week, and now we just decided to assign each other 2 bad movies, which is
Change it up.
Change it up a little bit, and you can learn a lot from bad movies. And
you can.
I think I learned quite a bit.
Yep. So the Culture Project, Larry and other people, we pick movies for each other to watch that we haven't seen yet. So my bad movie for Colin was 9 Lives. His was Downsizing for me. So you're going first. I got to hear your thoughts on 9 Lives, man.
This movie. First of all, Larry, have you seen 9 Lives?
Unfortunately.
You are a smart man.
It's the Kevin Spacey one, right? With
Kevin
the cats?
Spacey turns into a cat movie.
Yeah, I did not watch it.
Yeah.
This movie is absolutely atrocious, and I can't believe. First of all, I can't believe that it's targeted for kids. It's so boring. Like 75% of the movie, like 80% of the movie, heck, is like business meetings. Like, it's so boring. It's so boring for kids. I don't know how kids are supposed to enjoy this. And then the funniest parts of the movie, which there's very few, are jokes that kids cannot get because they're so inappropriate. Like there's a joke. There's a joke about some dude basically like about to kill himself. He like
committing
throws
suicide. Yeah.
He's jumping off the building. The cat follows him, and they're both just like jumping off together. I swear to God, I grabbed my pillow and just threw it on the ground. I was done. I couldn't believe it.
I cannot wait to hear your thoughts on that scene.
I could not believe it existed, Ryan. I couldn't believe what I was watching. It's an atrocious movie. I have nothing else to say. This movie doesn't.
Go watch
deserve,
Chris Stuckman's review on it. It's hilarious.
Well, I was gonna say this movie doesn't deserve the respect of talking about it too much, but it's terrible. It makes Garfield look like the Godfather. No, seriously.
Yep. So this is a movie that I'm shocked even existed. I mean,
I'm shocked.
He said it. He said it. It has a character committing suicide. It's targeted as a kids movie, it's nothing but business stuff. Like how is this a kids movie? I mean, it's awful, really bad. I had to pick that for you.
Okay, your thoughts on Downsizing?
So Downsizing is directed by Alexander Payne, who directed Election. Colin talks about that movie to death. And he did Nebraska. So Downsizing stars Matt Damon. It's basically a movie about downsizing. You can turn smaller and you can have a much better life than your actual life itself.
It's a terrible movie, but
downsize and you can be a rich person. And if you're regular size, you can have like a poor life. And I'll say this about Downsizing. It's a very weird, it's probably the weirdest movie I've ever seen.
Really? That's interesting.
It's very weird. It's not a good movie at all. I didn't absolutely hate this movie. Just, I was so bored to death with it.
It's so boring.
Yeah, it was so boring. It was way too long. And
what do you think of the first 30 minutes, though? Because the first 30 minutes aren't terrible.
Yeah, that was the best part. And then it transitions to this thing with this lady, and they go to this, like, the world's going to end. Like, where's this movie going? I don't understand what's happening right now. You were focusing on this. It seemed weird enough, and it gets even weirder, and I just lost interest. I just didn't care. Cool, different movie, but I'm never gonna watch it again.
You could see where they're going with it. Like, it's not like Nine Lives is just an abomination. It should have never been made. But like this one, you could you could see the artistic. Like Alexander Payne directed Election, like literally one of my favorite movies. Like, he's a capable director. He's more than capable. He's a great director from what we've seen in his other works. But the fact that downsizing it was just a big swing and a miss. It was very ambitious and different, but it was trying to going for these deep themes without any of the heavy lifting. It just didn't work. It was super boring, and if it would have just stuck with the concept of, okay, we're going small and we're gonna have a fun little comedy and this guy can learn things about himself and stuff, that'd been fine. But it turned into this weird political kind of environmental message with this. It got too weird, and then this character comes in that he gets connected to and I guess starts to like, and it's like, what do you see in this girl? She's so unlikable, and it's just a terrible movie. But it's terrible in a completely different way than Nine Lives is an embarrassment. This one's just it was terrible by it just didn't work out.
Yeah. So my grade, I'll go with a D. At least Matt Damon was in it, was able to get me kind of interested, but the rest of the movie's garbage and not watchable.
Yeah, I'd go an F- for Nine Lives.
Yeah, F-.
Poor Alexander Payne. He's created such amazing films too.
Have you seen Election?
I've not seen Election, but The Descendants and Sideways are like a top tier Alexander Payne for me.
I didn't see him either.
I haven't seen Election, but I have seen plenty of other Alexander Payne movies.
So
is a masterpiece.
Jacoby P is my fact checker. He says, go watch Sideways and The Descendants.
See? The two that I just called out. Good for you,
yeah,
Jacoby.
The Descendants.
Those
I
are my
wanted to
top
check that
two.
movie out. Yeah.
Oh, George Clooney's so good in it, but the script is the shining star of The Descendants.
Colin, review Nine Lives on your channel. I want to see that.
It doesn't deserve my respect to
it would be just a minute long. This movie sucks. Dude. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Yeah, my little intro music.
Nicholas Lloyd also hasn't seen Election.
Go see it. I mean, it's on Amazon Prime. Is it worth watching? Get out of here.
Yeah, man. You haven't seen a podcast episode.
I talk about this movie all the time. Ryan saw it. He enjoyed it. Ryan, you recruit them to do it. I'm tired of talking about this movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. Yeah, definitely go check it out. It's definitely it's a very weird, dark movie for sure. Matthew Broderick, if you like him, definitely you'll love him in this movie. And Reese Witherspoon, she was really great in it as well.
Satirical comedy. It's a satirical comedy.
It does what it's supposed to. All right, so now we got to pick our movies this week.
All right,
what's your movie for me, Colin?
A movie I talked about a lot. It's one of my most underrated movies of last year, if not the most underrated movie, The Art of Self-Defense. It's on Hulu.
Ooh, I don't have. You still have your Hulu?
Yeah, I should. I don't know.
All right, I'll go watch it. Colin gave me his Hulu password.
He gave me his Hulu account. So, anyway, yeah, The Art of Self-Defense, fantastic movie. This guy becomes obsessed with karate, and it's a dark comedy. It's absolutely hilarious. Usually, a part of comedies that make it really, a fun experience in the theater is that communal experience of watching with a big crowd and laughing. I saw this movie with 6 people, and we were all hysterically laughing, which was fantastic. So this movie, and it's funny and it's not like a super bad type funny. It's very dark, it's very weird, and it's absolutely amazing. It's not for everyone. I'm interested to see if you'll be on one side of the train or not.
It's a great takedown of toxic masculinity.
Thank you,
yes,
Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame fan. I was going to pick Spirited Away for Colin to watch next. So, yeah, Colin, Spirited Away. That's my pick for you.
I've never watched an anime movie ever. You've never seen Election, Larry, so get off my ass.
Listen, you just threw out an entire subgenre of films, not just one film.
Yeah,
You
I know.
just said you haven't seen an entire subgenre.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's just not something I grew up watching, like that subgenre. So I mean, I'm not against it at all. So yeah, I'm looking. I know Spirited Away was gonna come up eventually.
Oscar
definitely
Yeah,
winning.
somebody in the chat. Thank you, Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame fan. So I was actually going to pick something else, but I'll save it for next week.
Oh, I wonder what you're gonna pick.
All right, Spirited Away.
is on HBO Max, right?
It is.
I
I have it on
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray. I have it
I
on.
was
Oh, you have it on Blu-ray, Colin. Colin, what are you doing?
I picked it up a while ago.
Watch it.
His favorite foreign film of all time is Spirited Away.
It's not my favorite Ghibli, but it's a great intro that is a lot of people's favorite Ghibli film.
And that's my buddy Jay Vader's favorite animated film of all time.
Oh, there you go.
Look at what Jacoby P just commented.
Wait until next week. Colin's going to say Spirited Away is overrated, and Jay Vader's going to hunt him down with a shotgun.
Yeah, I don't know if you know
surprised.
this, Larry, but I'm kind of the guy with hot takes. So
Go watch his hot takes video. Go watch all the hot takes he has. It's awesome.
Casablanca wasn't that big of a fan. What else did I not?
Mad Max
like?
Fury Road.
Yeah, well, not even just that. Yeah, Mad Max Fury Road, but yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, some picks.
Yeah, he's got a lot of hot takes.
You're not a romance fan, Colin.
No, I love romance. That's the thing is I love that's kind of one of my genres. I love coming of age movies. I love romance. Like a movie I recommended for Ryan to watch was The Spectacular Now, which he really enjoyed, and that movie I absolutely love. And then I love When Harry Met Sally. It's like one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Casablanca I just thought was an absolute snooze fest.
It is long.
All right, so yeah, that's the Culture Project, guys. Colin, you're watching Spirited Away, and I'm watching.
Yay!
You're watching The Art of Self-Defense.
The Art of Self-Defense.
Great choices from both of you.
The Art of Self-Defense is
Love them both.
phenomenal.
Yeah. All right, so now, guys, let's go to answering questions. Fan submitted questions. I have them loaded up, so we're just going to breeze right through them. All right, Jacoby Porter, who's in the chat, on Twitter asks us, in honor of Elsie Screen Talk being on the show, what is a movie you think Rotten Tomatoes got wrong?
Well, I have a whole series.
Yeah, Larry's got a whole...
I have
he
that,
had me on for one of them.
That tells you the movies I think Rotten Tomatoes got wrong.
Yeah, Larry had me on his channel for one of them.
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel, yeah, that's definitely one of them.
No.
Joker, another one that's a little too low. I understand
I'm with
why.
Rotten Tomatoes on Man of Steel.
Oh yeah.
For this year, I'm going to say everyone got Bad Boys for Life wrong, since I haven't done a 2020 edition of this series.
Did you think it was too high or too low?
Too high. I thought it was okay at best.
I mean, Mad Max Fury Road at 98% is absolutely
It's absolutely correct, Colin.
I absolutely deserve it. Sorry, it absolutely deserves that grade.
No, you're right. It should be 100. Who dare?
It's one of the best
Inception, I feel like, is too low. Inception's like in the 80s, man.
Yeah, 87 or 86, yeah.
I will say, on the
Batman
series,
Begins
though,
as well.
You're supposed to flip them, Colin. You're supposed to say, only give rotten films that you would bump up to fresh, and then fresh films you would throw down to rotten. So Man of Steel counts, because that's in the 50s.
Yeah. I don't know.
Sorry, Eternal Sunshine or Dunkirk.
Yeah,
Well, Dunkirk, okay. Eternal Sunshine is no.
Eternal Sunshine is not good.
58% for Eternal Sunshine.
Oh, my heart.
No, Eternal Sunshine should be like 75. So overrated.
Yes, it is.
It's like one of the most overrated movies ever, if not the most overrated movie ever.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
I would go like Social Network, so there's my hot take.
Yeah.
If I were to pick an overrated movie...
Colin has left the building! Yeah, I knew Larry was going to call that out. Yeah!
So there we go.
Colin has left the building, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, well, me and Larry continue.
The greatest... No. The greatest written script of all time. The greatest written script of all time, The Social Network. And also someone said Rotten Tomatoes got Boyhood wrong. Sorry, Colin. No, they didn't. Boyhood.
Yes, they did, guys. Yeah.
I agree.
Actually,
I'm going to go hot take and say that Rotten Tomatoes gets a lot of his films incorrect. I think, God, now I'm blanking on his name.
Dazed and Confused? Richard
No,
Linklater?
Richard Linklater.
We're
Sorry.
both leaving.
No, Boyhood is a gimmicky film to me that is.
Oh my!
Colin, how can you be bored by Casablanca and be so riveted by Boyhood?
Boyhood is 3 hours long.
Boyhood,
long.
it's got characters. You're watching this kid grow up his journey.
But it's
so
just
beautiful.
someone growing up. Like, if you take the 10 years aspects, it's just that. It's just boring.
No, I feel like it's just you see this kid learn and experience things from the people around him. I don't know. I feel like it's
Colin, you're
really
just a sucker for coming of age films. That's
he's a kid.
What we've discovered. Coming of age films are like your
Colin.
genre.
Yeah. Colin's the coming of age guy. He's the coming.
Everyone knows that. Thanks for speaking the obvious, Larry. I love it. I don't know what to tell you.
Colin's gonna leave again. When Harry Met Sally is overrated. Yeah.
I will say though, the Social Network thing actually really makes me sad because the Social Network is is one of the greatest movies ever made, point blank period. But that's interesting. You don't like it though.
Listen, why are we comparing Moonlight to Boyhood?
Because Boyhood's better than Moonlight. It's the same.
No.
I mean, they're both about movies about kids
growing up. Yeah.
Yeah, but one has
Boyhood?
like really well directed and beautiful and touching.
Yeah,
Dude, don't tell me Richard Linklater's movie wasn't well directed.
It's fine.
Don't tell me that.
It's okay, but it doesn't touch Barry Jenkins' direction on Boyhood to me.
Talk about overrated. I think Moonlight's a smidge overrated. It's really good, but it's a smidge overrated.
And if we're doing hot takes, La La Land did not deserve that Best Picture win. Moonlight rightfully won for Best Picture, y'all. Period. Yes, I like.
Yeah, Larry.
So
do
wait,
you
you're
like
not.
School of Rock?
Yeah, I like School of Rock. That's probably like my favorite Richard Linklater movie because it has personality. I don't know. So many of his films, like it's so okay.
You don't like Dazed and Confused?
Dazed and Confused is okay. I just don't relate to his characters at all. Like, and I think
that's
so
interesting.
Understandable, yeah.
I can appreciate Richard Linklater, but he is a director who really stays in the pocket of kind of his experience, which is great, but also means his characters, I don't know, I just don't relate to them and I don't like being around them. Like the characters he writes aren't people that I necessarily bond with in any kind of way. I'm just like, okay.
Interesting. I feel like his characters in Dazed and Confused are so relatable. It's like everyone knew that guy in high school, the jock, the stoner, the new kid. I don't know. I just felt like
I didn't like him. No,
I feel like I was just.
Yeah, it's understandable.
I didn't like being around him, so I don't.
I feel like I was like
it.
I feel like I was like flying on the wall of these kids on the last day of school, first day of summer, and just experiencing the party with them. You know, it felt so authentic and real.
Yeah, I don't party a lot, so I can't really relate to them. But you know, it's a great coming of age movie. Dazed and Confused, but
it's better than some of the recent stuff.
I mean, that's like a top 10 favorite movie. Like Dazed and Confused is like my top 10 favorite movie of all time. Like I love that movie.
A lot of people love it. I mean,
all right, Batman versus Captain America. Who wins?
In a fight?
Somebody asked.
I'm
gonna go with Captain America. He's a super soldier.
I'm gonna
Batman. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Batman because I think he'll take the fight further than Captain America would.
Captain America is enhanced and Batman isn't, though.
Yeah, but he has better gadgets and a brain.
That's true.
Got the brain.
Good points.
But Captain America's got the heart. He's got the heart. He's got the super soldier strength.
He doesn't have the money. To be fair, though, Captain America has experience because he's basically fought a version of Batman in Iron Man already. So
he's gonna have. He's got the advantage because he's got the advantage. He's got America's ass, so he's got the advantage.
Exactly.
We'll give him that.
What genre?
Well, he has America something else too. So there we go.
What genre deserves more Oscar recognition?
Horror.
Horror.
Horror, period.
Comic book.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I would say coming of age because that's like kind of my biases, but it's actually been more respected.
Lady Bird.
When you looked at and I was on Kristen Maldonado's podcast and we talked about teen movies. That was the topic at hand, and we are talking about how it was interesting from when you looked at the early 2000s. A lot of the coming of age movies went from a lot of stuff like Mean Girls, which was great. I love Mean Girls, but it was more like these schlocky, stereotypical teen movies. You had the jocks, you have the pretty girls, and then we moved into the 2010s and you have things like Lady Bird or even Boyhood. I think it's a smidge overrated, but still a very well movie. The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which I love. And you have like these more prestigious films that are being looked at for Oscars. Boyhood is another coming of age movie that obviously was nominated for Best Picture, I believe, that year. So pretty interesting to see that it's moved to a more prestigious award caliber genre.
Yeah, and I think we were in like a renaissance of horror over the past decade. And although the film quality has risen so much, the recognition has not risen accordingly. So every year, these amazing performances are being snubbed and overlooked because they're in the horror genre. These great films outside of Get Out, like Get Out is our first horror Best Picture nominee since Silence of the Lambs. Yeah. And even that Silence of the Lambs is not... They call it horror, but it's not really a horror. It's more like a thriller procedural film. So I don't know. The Exorcist is one of our...
Get Out's my favorite horror movie of all time.
Yeah, so I mean, it's great. I just wish some of these other really well-crafted horror films were at least in the conversation more.
Yeah, for me, comic book. We did get Black Panther and Joker. They more touched on the Oscar topics that they talk about, the cultural impact Black Panther had. Joker talked about mental disabilities and just people being talked down upon. I think we talk about films like Infinity War and Endgame, which are definitely crowd pleasers. But those films, they made such an impact on a whole universe. I just think comic book movies are way more than people are giving them credit for. They're art cinema that people love.
And even Logan, it broke through for Best Screenplay, but those performances getting snubbed and not even really being in the conversation was a travesty.
Also,
Best Directing.
The Batman next
by
year.
James Mangold. I mean,
it was so good.
The Batman next year. Matt Reeves.
Fingers crossed.
That could be the one that could get the people thinking.
Well, the thing is, David Fincher's not but the Batman looks like Seven, right? That's basically what it looks like.
Seven?
And David Fincher's never been it's Seven, Zodiac, and Prisoners, basically, is what, and maybe Saw. It's got a little bit of that, and those movies didn't win Oscars, so I don't know if the Batman will be a favorite.
I think Matt Reeves loves David Fincher.
Prisoners, I think Prisoners might have won the Oscar for Best Cinematography or was nominated.
Roger Deakins.
Yeah, he did not win.
He won for Blade Runner.
One of his many losses.
1917, love it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these directors that we love, like Fincher, like Nolan, like Denis Villeneuve, they're not really Oscar. They're prestige filmmakers, but they don't win.
Yeah, it took Roger Deakins 14 Oscars to finally win. So.
And Matt Reeves got so snubbed. So speaking of that, he's a great filmmaker, and he also has been overlooked.
Speaking of Larry, he knows I love them Planet of the Apes movies.
Yes.
Yes.
Losing visual effects, all three films. Are you kidding?
Yeah, absolute crime. That's our thoughts there. Are there any films that made you cry every time?
You know my answer, Ryan. What is it? Come on, Ryan.
Damn it. I'm having a break.
Come on, Ryan.
Part. Oh, man.
The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Come on. The movie makes you cry. He's at the end. They're going the tunnel song, and he's on the back of the truck, and he's like, these will all just be memories one day, and these old photographs will be showing our kids, and I'm just like...
The Lion King for me.
I love Perks. That's a great coming of age film there. Probably mine is super schlocky, but if you know me, I'm a huge animal person. So dog movies can get me.
Oh my
So Marley and Me is going
God.
to be my pick. I know it's designed and it's super manipulative, but I can't. It's too much.
A Dog's Purpose, A Dog's Way Home.
Have you seen
Hachi?
Wonder, Larry?
with Jacob Tremblay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie's great. Actually directed by the guy that did The Perks of Being a Wallflower. That movie makes me cry a lot.
Yeah, I don't. With humans, I don't. I don't cry. I'm kind of hard.
With those dog
I think it's always
movies.
I think it's always funny when you're like watch a war movie and like the horse dies and then like people are like, it's like, dude, what about all the people dying? Like,
No, bro, watch 1917.
There's no. Oh gosh, yeah. Well, because the horse had no choice to be there.
Yep.
The horse is innocent, was plucked from his little life and forced to go to war for you. Save the war.
Also, if any movie kills off a dog,
Done. That's why my friend Hannah and I were having an argument about John Wick, and I'm like, no, John Wick had great motivation. I would go and kill him too.
I am legend.
Go kill him. Oh my god, I am legend.
Spoilers.
Poor dogs.
What is the best? Anyway, let's go to a lighter subject. What's the best Netflix original film?
Oh,
I mean, Devil All the Time's up there.
Marriage Story, obviously.
Marriage Story. I mean, a lot of people say it's overrated now because, everyone kind of makes fun of the argument scene, making lots of gifs. Every day I wake up, I hope you're... it's Marriage Story. Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson were fantastic in there.
P.S. I Still Love You, also fantastic.
Yeah, those movies are good.
No,
it's good. It's not like the best of the.
I mean, I can't really say. I just have zero interest in watching it.
There's just other ones on Netflix I think are more overrated, like Roma and The Irishman. That I'm thinking about it. And,
Devil All the Time's up there. Actually, I think is the ones that have come out this year. The Netflix movies, I think, is by far the best. I mean, Extraction was atrocious, and then Project Power wasn't all that great either. So.
I thought Extraction was better than Project Power, personally.
Also, El Camino. Oh, is that Netflix? El Camino. That's also
really
great.
good. Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to pull out one of your overrateds, Ryan, and I'll say Roma is my favorite Netflix original.
I think I fell asleep like 20 minutes.
I don't know. It hit me more emotionally than The Irishman or Marriage Story, personally, which is weird, probably, but...
What do you go-to snacks when you go to the movie theater? So for me, I don't get snacks, to be honest. They're too expensive. I can just sneak in some, Starburst or Reese's Pieces, whatever. So those are my go-tos.
Yeah, I my girlfriend, or whatever me and her are these days. I'm not gonna get personal.
Yeah, sorry.
But,
sorry to interrupt. Klaus. That's
Klaus is a
one.
great one. Oh, yeah. Klaus is a great pick. Thank you.
Love that movie. Great pick. Mm-hmm. Anyway, what were you saying?
No, yeah, she gets like popcorn, and so I like Reese's Pieces, and then I like Sour Patch Kids. With the cherry
nice.
Coke.
What about you, Larry?
Yeah, I'm usually popcorn is my go-to, and then cherry Coke always. All
right, someone asked best plot twist.
Not Antebellum.
Yeah, somebody said I'll probably do a video on that, but I think you guys know what my favorite is. It's my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, that's up there, but I don't want to be predictable. I'm gonna say
I'll say another one actually.
What's in the box?
Yeah, what's in the box?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, Empire is the most iconic reveal in film history.
Also, Fight Club.
Fight Club.
Yeah, with Tyler Durden, me and Edward Norton. That's just.
Hey, wait! No spoilers! Some people.
Hey, it's been 21 years.
Wait, have you not seen Fight Club, Colin?
No, I have.
No, he has.
Oh,
I just joked.
I was like, wait a minute.
No, I just don't want someone to get spoiled in the chat, man. That's like one of the best. Actually. Yeah, it's great.
It's up there.
I don't know if you know this, Larry, but Fincher's my favorite director. So
okay. Yeah, I would say. I mean, again, Empire takes it when it comes to just most iconic ones ever to exist, and it's also really high on my favorite movies of all time list. But
it's my number one.
But yeah, I'll go with that or Fight Club. Those are my.
Ryan and I disagree on a lot, but our favorite movie of all time is the same.
I think it might be mine too. This was very strange because I did not imagine having the same favorite film as y'all, but here we are.
Cody O'Toole, go-to smoothie flavor.
Strawberry
I don't
banana.
Drink smoothies.
Strawberry banana.
I guess, strawberry banana.
Colin,
So
our
good.
drink tastes are like the same.
Anything strawberry.
We're vibing. Larry and I are vibing.
Yeah. What's your favorite video game?
Spider-Man PS4.
I guess I haven't played them, but I guess watching Cody, The Last of Us.
That's a cheat answer. That's a cheat answer.
Last of Us 1 and 2.
Also, love the Legos, all the Lego games, all of them. I actually just ordered Lego Harry Potter because I haven't played that one yet. So I will give you my updated thoughts. I will be playing that when it arrives in 2 days because I ordered it on Amazon. So I am very excited to play Lego Harry Potter.
I legit only play sports games, so this might be a shock.
Madden.
NASCAR is probably my favorite thing to play.
That is the last
game.
answer I would have
Now,
pictured.
Colin has a rant against these sports games.
That's all I play.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
don't
a
hate sports
huge
games?
sports person.
Madden and 2K, you say they're repetitive.
Yeah, I don't hate them. I'm just saying that they're the same game I love sports games.
Same
I
thing
grew
as
up.
Pokemon. Pokemon games are pretty repetitive, but I buy it every time.
Larry, I'm a big college football fan, so NCAA 14, that being the last college game we got, is just a heartbreaker. So I used to play that game all the time, and of course we played Madden, but legit, Madden is the exact same game. 2K is the exact same game, just with like the new rookie players. So it's just, I'm not a big fan. But anyway, Lego
it's up to you.
or PS4 for me.
$60 on it. So
Yeah,
I
maybe
enjoy
I'd be more
Madden.
into college football if my alma mater had a better team.
Yeah, I'm more.
I like it. I keep track and I watch, but oof.
Yeah, the Gators are going to be great this year. So I'm from Florida, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, the video games, I like more lighthearted stuff. I like just like being able to mindlessly play around. So the Lego games are just fun. I could play it with other people. I could play it with my little cousins or whatever. It's just like you throw it on. Someone can easily learn how to play, and it's not this super intense experience.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna answer the rest of the questions next week. Thank you guys for all the questions. We got a lot.
We got a lot. It's like maybe by far the most.
Yeah. We'll answer all the rest of them next week. All right. I want to get to the game. So I talked to Colin about the game. It's called Who Directed That? So really quick and simple. I'm gonna name 8 movies. You're gonna say, I'm gonna give you who directed this specific movie, and there's multiple choice if you don't know it. So
I'm gonna be so bad at this.
I know. I was like, I couldn't even think of the name Richard Linklater earlier.
Yeah.
My brain is not working.
Yeah. and Ryan, and this is gonna be might be favorited in Larry because Ryan knows what I've seen and what you know what I mean. So he's not gonna pick a David Fincher movie or something. So it's
Yeah. All right. So question 1: Who directed Rain Man?
Wait, so who goes first?
All right. I guess say your name.
I don't know it.
Say my name.
Rain Man's a fantastic film. Multiple choice.
Yeah.
All right, Colin. All right. So I guess we'll do Colin. All right. Is it A, Roman Polanski, B, Cameron Crowe, C, Barry Levinson, or D, Ivan Reitman?
Cameron Crowe.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Larry, you want to steal?
C.
Barry Levinson is correct. 1 point steal.
Wow, good guess.
It's like, I know it's not Roman Polanski. After that,
Question 2. All right, yeah, Colin, he loves this boy. Who directed Hobbs and Shaw?
Oh crap! I don't even know that.
Hobbs and Shaw. Multiple choice.
I don't even know. Yeah.
All right, A, James Wan, B, David Leitch, C, Justin Lin, D, John Woo.
John Woo.
Incorrect.
Okay.
C again.
Justin Lin's also incorrect. David Leitch.
David Leitch.
David Leitch directed that? What?
Deadpool 2, John Wick, the first one.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Who
I'm so bad at
directed
this game.
Who directed the Ocean's trilogy?
Oh, Steven Soderbergh.
Correct. 2 points for Colin.
Got it.
Who directed Manchester by the Sea?
Oh, that movie's fantastic. I don't know though.
God. Yeah, multiple choice.
That movie's absolutely.
Yeah.
That movie's brilliant though.
Yeah. A, Matt Damon. B, Ben Affleck. C, Gavin O'Connor. D, Kenneth Lonergan.
Kenneth Lonergan.
Lonergan.
Correct. 1 point for both of you.
Good.
Who directed Boxcar Bertha?
Never even heard of that movie.
Oh, hell?
All right, multiple choice.
Yeah.
A. Steven Spielberg. B. Alfred Hitchcock. C. Martin Scorsese. D. Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson.
Incorrect. Larry?
Hitchcock?
Incorrect. Martin Scorsese.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I was like, I know it's not Spielberg.
Yeah, I knew I wouldn't be great at this game, but I was like, whatever.
Who directed Duel?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice.
A. Steven Spielberg. B. Michael Bay. C. Patty Jenkins. D. Tim Miller.
Tim Miller.
Incorrect. Larry.
Patty Jenkins?
Incorrect. Steven
directed-
Spielberg.
Oh.
His very first movie. It was a
Oh.
TV movie back in
Oh, well.
1973.
Sorry, Spielberg.
It's
I don't
actually
watch
a great
TV
movie.
movies.
Actually, a really good movie. You should go check it out. Who directed Point Break? The original. Not
I was
the
to say,
remake.
I don't know.
Is it A. The Wachowskis, B. James Cameron, C. John McTiernan, or D. Catherine Bigelow?
John McTiernan.
Incorrect.
Catherine Bigelow?
Correct. 1 point for Larry. And last question. Who
What's the
directed?
score? What's the score right now?
I think you're up by 1.
You think?
Someone in the chat, let us know the score. I don't know if you can count. I can go back, actually. Who directed Darkman?
I'm ready for multiple choice personally, so.
All right. A. Lee Winnell. B. Sam Raimi. C. M. Night Shyamalan. Or D. Robert Zemeckis.
Robert Zemeckis.
Incorrect.
Damn, I keep missing.
Sam Raimi?
Correct.
Yay!
Yeah.
Thanks,
All
Raimi!
right. All right, so Larry got Barry Levinson. That's 1 point. None of you got David Leitch. So Colin got 2 points for Steven Soderbergh. Manchester, that was both of you. So that's 3 for Colin, 2 for Larry. Boxcar Bertha, you didn't get. Duel, you didn't get. Point Break, Larry got. Larry, you won 4-3.
The nail biter.
Right down to the end.
Yeah.
Right down.
A good guessing game.
You know, every time we play games on this show, I don't think I've won one game we've played.
Oh, Colin, I'm
Someone
sorry.
said, I'm
Very
surprised
sad.
you guys didn't know who directed Hobbs and Shaw.
I don't know.
David Leitch, Barry Levinson.
Oh yeah, I could have looked at the answers. I could have looked at the chat. I didn't even cheat.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
No.
All right, so that does it for the game. This was a fun game. I mean, we
Yeah.
did it. So now, guys, let's do the movie quote of the week. So before we close it off, all right, Colin, you want to start?
Actually, Larry can start off if he wants, or you can, because I have to find it.
Yeah, me too.
Forgot what mine was.
Larry, do you have one?
No.
All right, well, we look up a movie quote. When we didn't prepare.
Jeez.
Isn't
Let
this
me look
fun?
up.
I had a quote in mind. I just forgot what it was.
Is it just...
Let me look.
All right, hang on. I actually thought of it.
I always forget to pick my quote.
Y'all just pick like anything?
Oh, I got it. I got a
everything?
quote. I got a quote.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Cole.
All right. This is from Baby Driver. The moment you catch feelings is the moment you catch a bullet, and then you got Jamie Foxx going. It's great. That's my quote.
All right, mine is from Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Gandalf. A wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. I love that quote. Colin,
Overrated.
Oh,
that's such a great quote. I love that quote from Gandalf. What about you, Larry?
I'm going to go from The Devil Wears Prada. By all means, move at a glacial pace. You know how much I love that.
Is that movie good? I have yet to see that.
Yes, I love it.
Meryl Streep? Yeah.
Yes. No, that wasn't a question.
Oh, yeah. All right. Actually, I haven't seen it.
Neither one of you have seen it?
No. Yeah. All right, so guys, that does it for episode 26 of the Fallen for Film podcast. Thank you so much, Larry, for coming on to talk all this movie news with us and answer questions. Before we close it off, Larry, do you want to shout out where you can find your social media?
Certainly. You can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, as well as here on YouTube, all at LC Screen Talk.
Awesome. Well, guys, this was a great episode all the way around. There's going to be a great episode for next week in schedule, Colin, as far as if we'll ride solo or I guess we'll figure that out. And Colin, do you have any last minute announcements?
Yeah, I had a pretty busy week this week, so I didn't post a lot of content. I didn't even post like all week. So I'll try to get better about that this week. I definitely want to do my Star Wars ranking. I feel like I've been saying that for weeks. And then I definitely want to, what else I got coming out that I'm going to do 2000s, top 10 2000s movies and the top 10 80s movies. And then starting October 6th, I do want to announce this. October 6th at 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm launching my first episode of the podcast live. It's going to be a live show each and every week. I'm discussing best and worst comedies, and this isn't 100% confirmed, but basically is, pending some few details. But it's looking like I'm going to have Austin Burke and Brandon, a.k.a. the Brando Critic. If you haven't checked out his channel, he's great. Those two are my first two guests on the podcast, so we're going to be live at 8 p.m. Eastern. So be there or be square, October 6th, and it's going to be really awesome.
You just said it right there.
That's So Hollywood podcast. Check it out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As far as me, we got Enola Holmes coming out on Netflix this week with Millie Bobby Brown and Henry Cavill. And we got Greenland, the new Gerard Butler movie.
Ooh, I have that review up right now.
I can't wait. I'm just kidding. Anyway, I was talking earlier we were talking about the best movies of the 2010s decade. Well, at the end of the year, I'm going to be doing another decade whole bracket tournament thingy. I'd love to consider you guys to have on there. But it's for the best movie of the 2000s decade. So it's going to be a huge project again. A lot of movies, just like last time. So, Larry, you're more than welcomed to join again if you want, or I would try to get on some different people who shall see, maybe bigger. I don't know. We'll figure it all out.
Don't bring on Colin if he thinks The Lord of the Rings and Eternal Sunshine are overrated.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring Colin on for a different day.
Yeah, don't bring him on.
Yeah,
it's all good, man. All good.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, that was what I wanted to plug to you guys, as well as my Disney Renaissance ranking in the works. But thank you guys so much for watching episode 26 of the Fallen for Film podcast. Again, guys, thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you are new here. Go subscribe to Larry's channel, LC Screen Talk. It'll be in the description down below. All my social media links are in the description below. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace out, guys.
See ya.